Yo, what is going on, fellow board members? Welcome to another live episode here in the boardroom. I am Ward. You guys know me, of course. And I have a very special guest here today to announce this beautiful, awesome thing that's going to happen this week. So we're going to hype it up a little bit. I see we got Hypocritical Nihilist here. Are you done with Village? I felt like it was losing my mind watching you play. Or was it just the other guy constantly on the verge of breakdown over not being able to trigger the big guy? Yeah, I have not finished yet. I plan on doing some more live streaming of that, maybe even later today, if not definitely this week. So stay tuned for that, guys. But very excited today to have this guest. He's been on the channel before. You saw him in the intro, maybe even more than once. This is a guy that one of the first content creators that allowed me to come in and be a part of what he's doing and to kind of give me a footing to work from. One of the first guys that I ever got to talk to in this YouTube sphere. I love the guy to death. I support the hell out of him. He is a good friend. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Chuck of Chuck Loto Comics. What's going on, my dude?
Dude, how is it going? Thank you so much for having me on the show. Always a pleasure to be on the Ords Board Show.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's crazy. The channel's grown. We're over 1,000 subscribers now, and I think when I first started like hanging around you, I was like 52 subscribers. So it's been an adventure, and you're almost at 3K, by the way, which I'm sure you've noticed, which is amazing. So congratulations to you and your success, Chuck.
Thank you so much. Yeah, man, I've been watching you just flourish while in COVID, man. You're spreading like a virus.
Yeah, a good virus though.
A good virus.
Let's see. What's going on, nerd? Nerdporeal, is that how you say that? Lifeform, nice. Nerdporeal, that's it. That's how you would say that. New here. Well, welcome, Nerdporeal. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Today we're talking about something great. What's going on, Real Wade? How are you, my friend? Just launched my channel a few weeks ago. Well, congratulations, man. That's awesome. Just real quick, because you started a new channel, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here.
Well, that's where I see things just a little differently. Contract or no, I will not bow to any sponsor.
Just keep that in mind. That's awesome. That's great. And hopefully it all goes well. Chuck, real quick, since we're kind of talking about just starting channels here, is there any advice that you could give to the Nerdporeal life form about starting a channel fresh out the gate? Any advice?
Absolutely. First and foremost, don't stop doing it. Don't give up. It takes a while to get going, but just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep, building, your on-air style and quality. It's just going to get better and better and better with time. And just like, you'll be chilling around 50, and the next thing you know, you'll hit 100, and then you'll be like, well, that's as high as I can go. And the next thing you know, you hit 500, and then you hit 1,000. So keep doing it. But when it starts feeling like work, maybe take a step back. It's supposed to be fun, so enjoy it.
That's it. That's exactly it. And when it comes to and my, I guess to play upon that, my advice would be genuine. Be genuine. If you're having a good time, people will be drawn to that. People will they will gravitate to it. So just don't stop. There's going to be days where you get 3 views, and that's all you get. Like Chuck, you've been doing content for almost 4 years now.
I've been doing this for years, and honestly, if I hit 20 views on a video, I'm like, it's a good day. I'm throwing a party if I get 10 views. If I hit 20 views, I'm like, hey, that's 20 people that saw it. So yeah, it's a win.
Absolutely. And just be you. That's what it is. It's weird because people say in the YouTube sphere, like, you got to diversify your content, but then you got to focus on one thing. And it's like, well, which one is it? But just do you. If there's something that gets you going, something that gets you excited, do it. I mean, Chuck, I remember watching your old videos of like how to make a prompter.
Yeah.
And that's like an old video, and you do nothing like that now.
Yeah, just if anything that pops in your head, just do it, man. Yeah, you don't always have to stick to one thing. We started out just doing comic book reviews, then we started doing like nerd news, then I started doing like product reviews, then I started building stuff, and just if you're having fun doing it, just keep doing it.
That's just what it is. And eventually you find something that works for you. When you find what works for you, keep doing that. But also continue to do the stuff you love. You need that stuff in between to kind of break up the monotony of the stuff that's, because there are people who go to channels for specific reasons and they make all kinds of different content. So just do you. That's all. So this is great. Yes, I'm 4 away from 100 subs, and you just started the other week?
Jesus, you bastard.
Yeah. You should be giving us advice. No, that's freaking awesome, man. Congratulations. That's great, man. I hope you make it to 100 this week. That would be great. Yeah, just keep going, man. I like the name, too, the Nerdporeal Life Form. I like that. But, all right, so today we're not necessarily talking about YouTube today. We are, but we're not. specifically, we're talking about this amazing thing coming up this week called May Massacre. Now, I know you, Chuck. You're a guy who loves those old horror movies. I love and this is pretty much what this is all geared towards. Do you want to explain to the audience exactly what Mid-May Massacre is?
It's been a long time coming. When we first launched Mainframe Comic-Con a little over a year ago, right after that first Mainframe, the very first thing we wanted to do was we got to do a horror con. Like, we were talking about this a year ago. Just kind of kept getting pushed back. Because, I mean, the comic book community is huge, but the horror community is just ravenous.
It's got it goes so deep. Like, it's crazy because the people you wouldn't even expect to like horror movies are like, oh yeah, I love these horror movies. Yeah.
So we were like, you know what, we want to do something. We want to focus on the horror fans, and we just never got around to doing it. And finally, we're like, you know what, it's 2021. Let's just bite the bullet. Let's do the horror con. Let's not wait till October. Let's not wait till Halloween. Let's just dive right in May. Big shout out to Kat Wren Figures. She came up with the name Mid-May Massacre, and as soon as we had the name, it was like, okay, yeah, this is perfect. This is beautiful. So yeah, it's going to be a 2-day online fan convention, 100% free, nice. Totally free to watch. It's going to be streaming on various. Totally free. It's not going to cost you a nickel, man.
Free. And in this day and age, free. You take it and run with it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, Mainframe started out as a free thing, and that's always been our thing. Just keep it free, keep it for the fans. It's going to be just a nonstop 7-hour stream on Saturday, 7-hour stream on Sunday. Nice. Just shotgun panels, 1 hour after another, just nonstop. We got some amazing hosts. We got some amazing guests. The folks over at Shudder TV, they got on board. So we're partnering with Shudder. We're partnering with Trauma. We're partnering with the Tom Savini Makeup School out in Pittsburgh. So all of the horror community jumped all over this thing.
IFW, right? That's what the IFW.
IFW is Indie Film Watch. That's where we're actually going to be doing something we've never done before, and we're doing horror movie screenings at the end of each night. So we got the 7-hour con, and then at the end, we're showing Trauma movies at the end of each night. So we got VHS Massacre 2, which is a really killer documentary about the indie film community and how it's sort of dying on the vine right now. And then we're doing the Slashing, which is a modern Trauma classic. So you can watch all day, watch the show, and then at night enjoy a good horror movie.
Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. An entire weekend dedicated to classic horror. That sounds like my sort of thing. Like, I would love to open up a movie theater that does like every weekend does like old themes and do like a horror weekend like that. And that's what this is. Now, it's bringing another element of the con. Now, Mainframe, you started with that. That was your first online con experience, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We launched it right at the onset of COVID. It was a COVID relief telethon that we did. We gave all the money to like the Red Cross and the Hero Initiative and try to get money into the comic book shops and stuff who were closing down nationwide. And the celebrity community came out in droves. We raised about $3,000 for comic shops and for the Hero Initiative and for the Red Cross. And so then it just snowballed. This is Mid-May Massacre is going to be, I think, our 7th online convention since the first Mainframe.
And that was just over a year ago.
Yeah, April 2020. A month that lives in infamy, man. Yeah, totally.
You've been so busy. Mm-hmm. But no, that's great. And it's good to see your footing. And then, like you said, with bringing in the screenings is really adding that other layer of con element to it. Because, of course, with everything going on, the pandemic and all that, we haven't had cons. And Chuck, you and I both thrive on cons, man. We love that stuff. That is really our life, and we haven't been able to do it. At least go to these locations and hang out with each other and spend time with each other. And it's been terrible, but to have this and then add that layer of the screening to it just really kind of brings it all together to give you that true con experience, which I love it. And real quick, let me shout out here to where'd he go? Shout out here to Fanzine. Hashtag horror fam. That's right. Fanzine's a big classic horror guy, and I tagged him in all and everything because I figured he'd appreciate this. But this is another good example of a successful YouTuber who put in the time and the work to get where he's at, and he's also got a great channel. So shout out to Fanzine. I'll try to get the link. I don't know if I had Shellback. I see you're a mod on the channel. If you could go ahead and throw Fanzine's link up, that would be awesome. Also, real quick, before we continue this conversation, if you guys want to check out Chuck Loader Comics, if you guys want to check out Mainframe, if you guys want to check out this Mid-May Massacre, all the links in the description below. Check out Chuck's channel, Chuck Loader Comics. Great content over there. New episodes every Sunday. And I think you've been actually putting out more stuff regularly, it seems like, throughout the week, too.
That was my plan. It's hard when you're putting on all these cons, which seems like every month you're doing a virtual Comic-Con. So my own original content on my own channel has kind of waned just a little bit, but I'm trying to ramp it back up. Definitely going to ramp it up heavy after this weekend's big event.
For sure. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. So go check them out. Like I said, all those links, the link to the website, May Massacre, Chuck's channel, Chuck Little Comics, Mainframe's channel on YouTube. Go ahead and click those links down below, and they will stay there. Also, we're going to look at a few things that Chuck and I have done together. One in particularly when we did the Svengoolie interview, which was like awesome. I watched that like 4 times today. I'm not gonna lie. But we'll take a clip. We'll take a look at that so that people give an idea what people can look forward to coming up. But yeah, so Chuck and I have been doing content for a while together, and I love this guy. He's amazing, and he's probably one of the hardest working dudes that I know when it comes to this YouTube sphere. I mean, 7 cons in less than a year online.
Yeah.
How do you're a madman, Chuck.
It takes a village, man. It takes a team. And
absolutely.
We got a lot of awesome people working on it, a lot of YouTubers and social media influencers, people helping us out. And we've actually gotten some really killer outreach from the celebrity fan base and the celebrity sphere. People like David Dismalchian, who he's playing Polka Dot Man in the upcoming Suicide Squad. He's been getting all into this. He booked 2 panels that he cultivated and built for the May Massacre himself that he's going to be hosting.
Right.
Lloyd Kaufman, the folks at Trauma have been just insanely pivotal in helping us put this thing on. So it's not just the Mainframe crew this time. It's the Mainframe crew and the celebrities and the production houses. Like everybody's.
Well, I know as a creator like Lloyd Kaufman and the whole Trauma, like me, dude. I'm a big Trauma fan. I love what they do. I grew up with the Toxic Avenger. I grew up with the Toxic Crusaders cartoon. That was my jam. And you're actually the reason why I really got to meet Lloyd Kaufman in the first place. You're like, yeah, he's over there signing autographs. Like, what? What? Are you kidding me? So yeah, then we walked over there, and I love Lloyd Kaufman and everything he does, man. I love the independent side of it. I love the weirdness of it, and that's awesome that they're a big part of it. So for those of you out in the audience who like Toxic Avenger and Romeo and Juliet and all these fantastic movies that are made by independent creators, it's cool to see this, man. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait. And through the con, we also have, I think, some celebrities doing autographs, right?
Yeah, we're trying to really bring people the con experience. We got autograph signings for people from Ash vs. Evil Dead, all the celebrities and stuff from classic horror films like Friday the 13th, Part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. We got tons of autographs, more going up this week. We're doing private meet and greets with a bunch of people. So like right after you watch their panel, you can buy a ticket and then just go right into the meet and greet room that happens right after the panel. So it's all going to be happening just like really, really quick. It's
awesome.
Not the biggest con we've ever done, but man, we are cramming so much into this thing. It's the logistics of it are just
I know, and you've had a lot of experience with it because I remember kind of keeping up with you during that first Mainframe and how much it was like, all right, now it's moving on to this. All right, so it really is an orchestra of sorts that you have to conduct and move people and bring people in. And
without a
doubt, how do you keep up with that?
It's tough, man. Well, we've tried to scale this one down a little bit because I think the last Mainframe we did, which was Mainframe 3, we actually had 5 different panel halls going on simultaneously, all doing 8-hour blocks. So we had like 60, 70 hours of content going on at the exact same time. So we're like, that was so cool, but it was just a logistical nightmare to try to get all those panel rooms going at the same time. So we're like, let's scale it down into one panel room. We'll just go shotgun panel, one after the other. So we're learning from our mistakes, not really mistakes, but we're learning, what works, what doesn't quite work. And
being a process. This
is going to be our best show ever, man. It's going to be a doozy. You
seem stoked about it. So that's good. That's good.
I'm ready, man. We're going into Hell Week in about 12 hours. So.
I'm excited, man. Yeah, it's just the calm before the storm. Let's give it up for the second half of Chuck Little Comics over here. Shauna Lindsay here says my 2 favorite people. And then, of course, we're just missing Amber. Yes, we are. Keshiet Queen. She's doing Mother's Day stuff today. She allowed me to talk with my good friend Chuck here today. So very excited about that. This sounds like my cup of tea. Yeah, fans, it is, bro. It really is. I think you're really going to enjoy yourself. And real quick, there it is. Thank you, Shellback TJC, for dropping the link there. Fan Scene Vids. Go check them out. If you guys are here for the horror stuff, he does all that stuff. He's got interviews with celebrities, everything. Go check that out down there. But all right, yeah. So What can we expect other than okay, we got the autographs, we got panels. What other is there anything else that we can expect with May Massacre other than the autographs and the panels?
Well, I mean, it's going to give people an opportunity since it is 100% live. We're just like with this show, we're going to give fans an opportunity to actually live chat with the celebrities during the panels. So, like the first half of an hour-long panel, it'll be more Q&A with some of our celebrity hosts, but the second half is just going to be celebrities answering your questions. So watch them, when we go into some trauma panels and Lloyd Kaufman's on, get your questions in the chat. We'll be asking them live. So it's 100% live. I mean, Mainframe's never been taped, never been pre-recorded. We got a very, very special panel with Mr. Tom Savini that we're actually going to, we are awarding him with a Lifetime Achievement Award. We've got a really killer, like, crystal skull statue that we're going to be presenting him with. And so we threw up the bat signal and we invited all the, celebrities and people that he's worked with, his close friends, his colleagues to come on, gush over Tom, tell stories about working with him, back on Creep Show and Dawn of the Dead and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's just going to be a big kind of Tom Savini, This Is Your Life panel. We got Joe Hill coming on, talking about them working together and their whole life together. We got Greg Nicotero, who is the special effects artist over at Walking Dead. He's coming on. And they're both working on Creep Show together. So lots of cool stuff going on. That's Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
I can't wait for that, man. I cannot wait. This is very exciting. And we're here. We'll take a look at the lineup since we're talking about the guests that we can expect. Let me share this here real quick. And then we'll take a look at the guests that we have coming to May Massacre. Of course, we got Tom Savini. Now, I absolutely loved that Dawn of the Dead that he did. Loved it. I think he even worked on the remake of the original Night of the Living Dead. I think it was the 90s one. Which I absolutely love. I love his body of work. Man, this when I saw Thomas Code, I was like, oh no, that's so awesome, man.
It's so funny because Tom was actually scheduled to be at a physical Las Vegas horror con that exact same weekend. So he said, I really want to do your con, but unfortunately I've double booked myself. But then he hit us up like a week later and said, you know what? I canceled the Vegas con. I'm doing your show instead.
Nice.
Like, all right, we'll take
it. Man. Yeah, hell yeah. And then Joe Hill, which you've had the pleasure of interviewing Joe Hill before. You want to give a little brief talk about that?
I mean, Joe Hill is just an incredible person. He's a horror author, probably one of my favorite horror authors. He's a comic creator. He created the comic book series Lock and Key. His book Nosferatu was recently turned into a 2-season show on AMC. Awesome guy. He's Stephen King's son, but I actually think I like his horror novels even better than his father's stuff. It's like he's really good at writing horror. So he's going to come on, chat with Savini on Saturday night. It's going to be a blast.
Nice. Stephen King 2.0, huh?
Yeah. He's great. We actually got the chance to sit down with him at C2E2 last year, right before the world closed. That was one of the highlights of C2E2 in 2020.
Absolutely. And then of course, here Svengoolie himself, one of my favorite, and really a fan. I mean, it's crazy how many people out in the world know who Svengoolie is because of the Chicago area and what he's done for the fans, and his body of work. You and I both got to interview him, which I'll bring that up here in just a second. As a matter of fact, I'll bring it up right now. No, that's not it.
It's funny when we announced that Rich Kaz, aka Svengoolie, was going to be on the show. Just the internet just blew up. The hits on the website just spiked. It's funny to watch the analytics. It's like, okay, we're chucking along at a few hundred a day, and then bam, Svengoolie, 3,000 website views, and everybody's just so excited about Svengoolie.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. And I think last year he was celebrating, or was it? Yeah, it was right before the pandemic happened that we were all at C2E2 together. And I'm glad. I think we were the only people to get a con in that last year. Yeah, we were literally only people to get a con in. But I Svengoolie, super nice guy, very humble. And then let me bring this up here real quick. I want to play a clip from that. But I must have closed out of it. I had it brought up, but I'll bring it up here again in just a second. But yeah, Svengoolie, and then let's see. Of course, we talked a little bit about Lloyd Kaufman, who is just a peach. Love Lloyd Kaufman. Such a cool dude, and he'll meet anybody. He'll talk to anybody, and he'll sign anything for you.
He's like the nicest guy on the planet. Actually, if you ever go back to the website, we have a schedule page that's up. We don't have the official times listed yet, but we do kind of have a list of sort of what the panels are going to look like. It's talking about Svengoolie. This is one that David Desmalchian put together. He got all the horror hosts from all the television networks around the country, all the, all those great, wonderful kind of, indie horror television shows, people like Svengoolie's show. And they're all coming together in one big panel. So it's going to be Svengoolie, it's going to be David, and it's just going to be all these horror hosts from all over the country coming together, just talking about hosting late night horror stuff. It's going to be the coolest panel.
Well, yeah, I'm with Fanzine here. Says, "Dang, sounds amazing. So many great people." Yeah, wow. Let's see. Tom Savini is the main reason Friday the 13th became a franchise, in my opinion. Any comment on that, Chuck?
Without a doubt. I mean, it's funny because I've been trying to get a hold of the kid who played Jason Voorhees in the first Friday the 13th, because Tom Savini did the makeup on the original Friday the 13th, and then the first post-credit sequence in history is when little Jason Voorhees jumps out of the water and grabs the girl in the boat. And so I've been reaching out to this guy who's actually the kid in the makeup. He's in like this heavy metal band called First Jason. And
nice.
They're on tour, but they got a break in the tour that one day that we're doing the Tom Savini panel. So I'm trying really hard to get a hold of him to get him to come on. It might be one of those last minute, entries into the show.
Still, I mean, that's pretty cool. Svengoolie is awesome. I'm from Chicago. Right, exactly, right there. I saw a lot of B movies thanks to him. Absolutely. Not only did you get to see the movies, but you had this amazing introduction to the movie that just kind of brought you into it, or maybe even give you a false sense of security with the jokes and everything. And then you go into the horror movie, you're like, what was he trying to sell me here? But Svengoolie's nice here. Let's take a look at this clip real quick. We'll just play it like 30 seconds or so. This will give you an idea with Chuck being running panels and stuff like this will give you an idea. This is on his channel. If you guys want, I'll leave it all in the pinned comment after the stream. All the stuff that Chuck has done with some of these horror guys. Great stuff. Let's take a listen.
Back then, I wore usually a T-shirt. I had a terrible green disco scarf that I was wearing, and also I had a chain that was part of it because I thought, oh, that's really good looking. It was actually a chain that was part of a wall clock that I had that looked like a pocket watch.
The first prop.
Yeah, and as I went along, I realized that wasn't too good because that kept hitting the microphone when I'd move. So that was gone. Then I used to have an actual stick-on mustache. I know, I hate to break it to you. This is painted on.
Good job.
The problem was I went to my dentist and he said, your gums are in really bad shape. And I was like, really? I brush my teeth. I do all the things you're supposed to. And we figured out it was the spirit gum that I would use to stick on the mustache because I had to use a lot of it because under the hot lights and sweating, I had to make sure it would stay on and it would leak into my mouth. Oh. So it was like, well, I can't do that. So we figured if it was good enough for Groucho Marx to paint on his mustache, this was good enough for me.
Wow, blowing millions or hundreds of years of movie magic. Jordan, I know you had a couple of questions there.
All right, we don't need to worry about all of that.
Good times, man. Good times.
Good times, man. That was such a great interview to just hang out with him in chat. And then he gave us all a signed copy of his Svengoolie Meets the DC Universe comic, which was a fun little comic. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's always great to see Svengoolie around. I mean, he's like an old friend, man.
He's the coolest guy. We've been trying to get him on Mainframe for the longest time, but he couldn't. There was issues with MeTV and him getting back in the studio and stuff like that. So we're so honored to have him on this horror show.
Oh, absolutely. And you guys can see him this weekend coming up this weekend. Here, let me bring that all the way back down. There we go. So yeah, Svengoolie again, Lloyd Kaufman, another one of my favorites. Again, grew up watching this dude's stuff. And it's kind of crazy that back then as a kid that I would be exposed to something like Lloyd Kaufman's work, because not only is it kind of underground, but it's to me, it's a true testament of success for an independent creator to create a successful cartoon that almost hit syndication, or to create, this really out there content, but people love it. People support it. People, it's amazing. He's really he's the true American dream to me.
And it was all before streaming, yes. Everybody, people like you, people like me who grew up watching Troma films, things like Tromeo and Juliet and Toxic Avenger and stuff like that. Hell Comes to Frogtown. It's like you had to know somebody who had a VHS of it. You had to have a friend, because they talk in the VHS Massacre movie, which we're going to be screening at May Massacre. most video stores wouldn't carry trauma content. You'd have to really go to your mom and pop video store. Like Blockbuster would not carry any trauma stuff. All the big ones, Svengoolie and stuff like that. They wouldn't carry it. So you'd have to go to your mom and pop. You'd have to have a really cool friend who knew trauma to turn you on to trauma, and then or he'd bust out his brother's VHSs of old trauma movies and stuff, and then just the word.
And it was usually like a dubbed version of a dubbed version that a friend had that dubbed it off another guy. Yeah, no, totally, man, and it's just great. Next, I kind of want to point out because he actually got back to me surprisingly. I know he's a busy guy, especially being Mother's Day, but Robert Meyer Burnett's going to be there. He's going to be hosting a panel that I'm very excited about. Do you want to talk a little bit about that panel?
He's doing 2 panels, as a matter of fact. He's going to be doing Saturday night. He's going to be doing the VHS Massacre 2 panel. That's the trauma one we were just talking about. It's going to be Joe Bob Briggs, from Monster Vision and Last Drive-In. Lloyd Kaufman's going to be on there, and they're just talking about that movie VHS Massacre 2, which is, of course, is about the death of sort of the indie movies. It's how it's really hard to get an indie movie out there and stuff like that. It's a phenomenal documentary put out by Trauma. The cast is going to be on there. The creator, the director is going to be on there, just talking about indie horror movies and stuff. Debbie Rochon, who from Romeo and Juliet, she's going to be on that panel as well. So that's going to be a blast, and that's the second panel of the whole show.
Absolutely, and I love Robert Burnett when he's hosting panels and stuff like that. Great guy. Looking forward to seeing that panel. Is probably the one I'm most excited about. Just because you big Lloyd Kaufman fan, of course. But I mean, look at the panels here, guys. You got some really great stuff going on. You got Evil Dead here, hosted by Perry. I'm not even going to try to pronounce
Perry
the last
Nemiroff.
name. That Nemiroff. There.
She's great. She, her from Collider Movie Talk, and she does the Collider Witching Hour and stuff. She's an absolute angel. Every time we ask her to be on a show, she's like, yes, just tell me where you want me.
I mean, look at all these great panels. Here's the Tom Savini one here, which I know a lot of people are very excited about. What one are you looking most forward to? And let me ask you this. Which one are you looking most forward to watching? And then which one are you looking most forward to participating in?
I mean, honestly, Perry Nemiroff with the cast of Ash vs. Evil Dead is going to be awesome. I mean, the VHS Massacre is going to kill. There's so many that I'm stoked about. If you get into day 2, kicking off day 2 is another one that Robert Meyer Burnett's going to be doing, and that is the folks over at Shudder are bringing the cast and creators of Psycho Gorman, which is a movie that people are freaking out about. If you haven't watched the trailer for Psycho Gorman, check it out. It's a fan favorite thing. It got millions of views online when the trailer dropped for it. It's going to be dropping on Shudder the week after our event. So Robert Meyer Burnett's going to be talking to the writer-director of that one. Later on, there's this podcast called Hidden Frequencies, which it's like an old radio drama. That's towards the end of day 2, and where they come out and they actually are going to be reading old horror scripts, sort of an old radio drama style. So like doing sound effects and reading all the scripts and stuff. We got the lineup for the Hidden Frequencies. We got the kid who played Gage in the original Pet Sematary. He's going to be on there doing a voice. A bunch of other cool people. Bo Billingsley from The Blob and from Halloween H2O. We got a guy from Goosebumps. So it's just going to be a whole bunch of cool actors reading horror scripts with sound effects, and just sit back and just enjoy.
Now that's awesome, man. That's great, because not only do we get to kind of relive those movies during the con, but you get to see these people who worked together so long ago. And just this is the epitome of fan space here, for people to come together, talk about this stuff. Because you're right, I feel like the independent, the underground horror stuff does not get enough love, and I want to keep it very much alive, because again, Trauma and guys like George A. Romero setting precedents, for horror. And I believe another guest that you're going to have, which I'm kind of excited about, is George C. Romero, right?
Yeah, he's going to be appearing on 2 separate panels. He's going to make an appearance. He's coming with the team from Heavy Metal Magazine. They're bringing some of their best creators. He's got a new book coming out, Heavy Metal Magazine, a new comic book, which I think is like a sequel to his dad's franchise. It's like a Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead comic book. So he's going to be there talking about that. And he's also going to be joining us on the Who's Who in Horror Comics panel on Sunday. So we got just a ton of awesome horror comic book creators coming on Sunday. We got the guy, Philip Kennedy Johnson, who just put out the new Alien comic over at Marvel. We got Eric Powell, who does the Goon comic book. We got David Dismalchian coming with his creators, talking about his book Count Crowley. Just so much awesome stuff.
Right. Yeah. And so here it is, guys, that panel here. So it says if you're interested in the comic book side of things, definitely check out this Who's Who in Horror Comics. That's exciting stuff right there, man. That
one's gonna be great. Rodney Barnes, who, I don't know if you picked up the book Philadelphia, but oh my God, that is the best vampire horror comic book to come out in the last 2 decades.
Philadelphia.
It's called Philadelphia, and it's by Rodney Barnes. This guy is awesome. We had him on the show once before. He's the coolest guy in the world, and his book is incredible.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Fanzine says, jealous you got to talk to Svengoolie. Look, man, it was all because of this guy right below me here. This guy right here. Chuckload of comics. He's the reason. He's the reason why I got to meet any of these people. So I'm very thankful. And trust me, I'm jealous of some of the stuff he gets to do as well. But I support Chuck because he works hard. And then so apparently we have Ord's feet in the chat. Where did you get that?
Ord's feet?
I don't know. It's a troll account. Sounds sweet. There's a lot of them. There's one that comes in called Ord's nipples. It's these guys like to harass me. Let's see. RBM was impressed with my channel name. Nice. Yeah, Robert Meyer Burnett's awesome. I can't wait to see him. Really good dude. Really good. He's a good friend of a lot of my friends. I've had the pleasure of streaming with him a few times. Super great dude. What's going on, brightest day? How are you? Hopefully you're well. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Yo, what's going on, Tim Possible? How are you? Real quick, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask questions in the chat. Chuck has no problem answering them, I'm sure, right?
Oh, without a doubt, man. That's what we're here for. I don't do these kind of things too often because no one ever asked me to. But every time you ask me, I'm here to answer questions and fill in the blanks.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. But let's see here. What else do we have here? So we have an awesome schedule, an awesome panel scheduling. You mentioned a few of the movies that are going to be doing screenings. What movies specifically were those again? Just for the people who are just now coming in.
It's 2 trauma films actually. VHS Massacre 2, which I said it's the documentary about indie films. And then we're also doing a screening of The Slashening, which is a movie that just released their sequel, Slashening 2, The Final Beginning.
Nice.
They just released a sequel. We're going to be playing the first one, which is a phenomenally awesome, perfect trauma film. Lots of blood and guts, lots of drug use, and it's just really, really, really funny, funny trauma movie. So we're going to be screening that one, I think, on Sunday.
Sounds like my kind of movie.
Head over to indiefilmwatch.com and you can get tickets for that night's screenings.
Yeah. indiefilmwatch.com. I'll make sure to get that in the description as well, so you guys don't miss out on any of that. Fanzine says, I know Robert, he's actually in my upcoming 80s documentary I made. Yeah, I saw the spot for that. That's awesome, dude. I can't wait to see it when you're finished. And if you're talking 80s, Robert's probably a good dude to have on your documentary about the 80s because he knows his stuff. No doubt there. What's going on, Gen X? How are you today? How are you? Sporking News Podcast. Hail all swinging by to hit the like. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. You all are coming out to support. Much love, man. You know what? Because of all the support, I'm feeling very generous. And I'm going to give you guys a clip here. Here you go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, I'm in New York. I got a gun. Let's go to a Broadway show.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, I love that.
Hey, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I got clips for days. I keep getting them. I got a ton of Wayne's World clips. I love Wayne's World, but
and yet somehow your YouTube channel isn't getting flagged left and right with copyright strikes.
Quick clips, as long as it's under a certain time thing. And I was actually going to bring up the Psycho Gorman, which I may just take the copyright hit on that. Because it's all about promotion today. It's not about really making money or any of that, but or even getting copyright struck or claimed. But do you want to watch the trailer?
It is so good. You're gonna love it. Yeah, check it out.
Okay. So, is this the PG one? Do I want to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, this one right here then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Give me 1 second here. Let me make sure I share the audio for that.
It's like Shazam meets like Monster Squad. All wrapped up in just a big, bloody fun movie.
All right, cool. I'm excited to check this out, man. Let me share the audio. All right. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll probably get claimed, but who cares?
Many moons ago, a nameless evil was imprisoned in a place far beyond reach.
Hurry up!
If he were ever to be released, it would spell certain doom for all existence.
Is that fear I smell? Your planet will be torn to pieces, and I will treat your angry screams as I...
Is this yours? B? Oh my god.
The gem of Paraxidike. Whoever wields it is able to command me.
Go over there and wait for us to come back in the morning.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
Mom, Dad, I want you to meet Psycho Gorman, or PG for short.
I will bathe in your blood.
Don't worry.
Be worried.
He's gonna kill everybody. Not unless I tell him to.
What did you three maniacs get up to?
This is getting a little weird.
This sick game must come to an end. She will enslave the galaxy into endless servitude. Kill him!
Cool.
The ultimate evil has awoken.
There's a new god in town, and his name? Psycho Gorman. It was nice meeting you.
It would be nicer if you were dead.
All right, bye.
There you go,
That's what
Psycho
I'm talking
Gorman.
about,
Like
man.
just all the practical effects, the puppets and the makeup in there. It's
Yeah,
just-
no,
oh my god.
oh my god, that like it. I love the twist where like she's got the rock in her pocket, and then like the whole feel of the film changes, and you're just like
Yeah.
the trailer changes. That's amazing, man. That is awesome.
That's gonna be
Holy
a blast.
crap.
Yeah, so we got the writer and the director. We're gonna reach out to some of the cast members to see if they can be a part of it too. And that's Robert Meyer Burnett hosting that one. When I told him, I gave him a list of all the panels. He kind of let him cherry pick. He's like, I got to do Psycho Gorman. I own it in 4K. I love that movie. So yeah,
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. What's up, BA? How you doing, brother? That's not Jordan's basement. No, it's not. It's definitely not. But that's okay.
the Wayne's World reference right there.
Yeah, I think it just depends. I don't necessarily think 15 seconds is the like line, but as long as it's not enough to like cause hey, whatever. We're here promoting May Massacre, so I don't care either way. It's all good. Thank you though, Gen X. I appreciate it. What's up, Jace? How you doing? Hopefully you're well. Thank you for coming by today and hanging out with us. Great show, guys. Got to head out. Absolutely fancy. Much love to you, brother. And let me give you a little something on the way out of here because why the hell not? We'll give you this.
You walk in that door on your two legs, all fat and cocky, and looking at me in my chair.
Much love, Fanzine. Be good, dude. And again, thank you for coming by and hang out with us tonight. All right, so have you guys talked yet about maybe even if this is successful, doing another one in the future?
We did, Halloween's right around the corner. Let's wait and see. It's tough to say, with the world opening back up. I know Reed Pop and the folks at C2E2 and New York Comic Con, they started talking about opening up their physical cons. So we're going to kind of wait and see, see what the virtual con scene is looking like in a few months. But there's no reason why we couldn't do it again. The horror fan community loved it. The horror community loved it. So, we'll wait and see. We have nothing on the books just yet.
Right on. Just kind of see how it all fills out. Just so everybody knows here, this will be the screenings that you guys get here on the website. You can go to www. This was at indiefilmwatch.com, so make sure you go check that out as well. I'll go ahead and pop that link here in the chat. Let me pop that there. There it is right there. That is the link to get to the website here if you guys want to buy tickets for that. So make sure you check that out. Is there any other panels that you're excited about? I think is there one that you're more specifically excited about not participating in, or did you say that I can't remember which one you answered.
I'm going to be I'm going to be like the through line of the whole event. So I'll be kicking off, introducing all the hosts for all the panels. So you're going to see a lot of me. I I wish I could moderate them all, but you know, who's got that kind of energy? You know, I'm not Jerry Lewis. I can't do this stuff all day long, but I am going to be moderating the panel for the Sci-Fi's Face Off, which I don't know if you guys have ever watched Face Off. I'm going to be moderating that one. We got a bunch of the creators and winners and cast members from the Sci-Fi series Face Off. Just wrapped up, I think, their 10th season. So we're going to be talking to them about making horror movie makeup, you know, getting into the makeup industry, that kind of thing, how to sculpt crazy practical effects and stuff. So I'm excited about that one because I'm going to be hosting.
Now that's awesome because, you know, me and you know that I'm a huge Jim Henson fan, love practical effects, love puppetry, which is why I'm very excited for this Psycho Gorman movie. That actually looks really
good, right?
And unique and different. Something that like I feel like we've really been struggling to get when it comes to movies, something original, something different, something fun. And the practical effects, that's what sells me. And that's another reason why I love these horror movies, these horror shows, these the classics, because it was a different time. You actually had to really build something and make it look real. And the movie, what they would call movie magic tricks that they would do to hide certain things. And I love that. I feel like it's a little more tangible when it comes to watching things. Like I really liked, was it Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, because the blending of practical effects and CGI to just cover it up, some of the again movie magic stuff. But that's really awesome. So you're going to be hosting this whole panel all by yourself.
Yeah, that one's going to be. I mean, I was watching Face Off since season 1, and I've been a very loyal Face Off viewer for the longest time. So it's just going to be kind of exciting. Like I said, we're partnering with the folks over at Tom Savini's school for movie makeup. A lot of the people that wind up on Face Off are actually graduates of Tom Savini's school. So we're going to be talking a lot about that. And yeah, it's just going to be a blast, talking about working on a reality game show that's basically just, about movie makeup and making crazy characters.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to catch that. That's on Sunday, right?
That's going to be Saturday.
So that is Saturday, yep.
We're going to be putting up the actual times for the panels probably tomorrow, but you can kind of fill in the blanks.
On the website, right?
Okay. Go to MayMassacre.com. There's going to be a schedule tab you can go to. The whole show is going to kick off at 3:00 Eastern, noon Pacific on Saturday, this coming Saturday. So, and each panel is going to be about an hour, so you can kind of fill in the blanks and you can kind of figure out when the times are going to be. But the times will be up on the website this week.
Nice. And I put the website there in the chat, guys, if you want to click that and check it out yourself. This is the website that we're looking at now. Real quick, I know we had mentioned the autographs. Let's take a look here at autographs and prices. You guys can all see they're very well laid out on the website. If you guys have any interest in that, are you planning on doing any autographs?
The purchasing one?
Yeah.
I really like Friday the 13th Part 7 is probably my favorite Friday the 13th movie. So we got a lot of cool ones for that one. I might want to get Susan Blue, who played Tina's mom, or John Otrin, who played Tina's dad. You remember, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie when he kind of comes out of under the dock and pulls Jason down. He's like just horror movie royalty. So that might be one I want to get.
No, that's awesome, man. I really hope that works out for you, because I'd be very excited to see that. Is there anything else that you want to tell the audience out here about this this May Massacre? Just
join us. Just join us this coming Saturday, 3:00 Eastern, noon Pacific. It's totally free. Just go to midmaymassacre.com and enjoy the show. Please help us spread the word about it. Share it on social media. Tell if you know somebody who's into horror stuff. Let them know this is happening. It doesn't cost you a nickel. It's totally free to watch, free to do the live chat and get your questions answered by some of the celebrities. So yeah, just kind of help us spread the word. This is something that we're just putting on. No one's getting paid to do this. We're doing it for free, and we're just doing it for the fans.
And that's what's amazing, man. Is free. I mean, people could try to monetize this, try to make money off of it, but this is something for the fans, and that's something I've always appreciated about you, Chuck, is that you've always been about the fans, the people who appreciate this stuff. Bringing them not only the pop culture news and the stuff that they love, but bringing people together in a space like this where people can share their stories or, they can talk about the things they love within it. And if you guys need to contact them, you can always go to the website here again, fill in the information, tell them why you need to contact them, and they'll get back to you. These guys are pretty good about being on top of it. I mean, you guys can see the beautiful website here. Yeah, man. Is there like any guests specifically that you're excited to watch? Specific guests?
Well, probably Joe Bob Briggs, only because we've never had him on the show before, and he's such an iconic, horror host. Yeah. I mean, the guy, I've been watching Joe Bob since I was a kid, since I was like 5 years old, watching on Monster Vision and stuff. So that's really, really exciting. He's another one of these people who's actually appearing at a live physical Vegas con that same weekend. But he said, you know what? I'm still doing your con.
Nice.
So that'll be fun to see Joe Bob with Lloyd Kaufman in the same panel, with Robert Meyer Burnett hosting it. That's just going to be an absolute blast.
Absolutely. Now, and I see here there's more guests coming. Now, is there anything that you can tell us that, like, is there any maybe surprise guest you're allowed to discuss? Maybe
there's nothing I can say. I'm still waiting for a couple people to come back to me and say yes, I'm in. But I will say that we're scrambling here at the 0 hour to get 2 panels. Now, I don't want to say it's happening because we haven't locked it down yet.
Right.
But I will say that this is the 20th anniversary of Snoop Dogg's movie Bones, and it's the 10-year anniversary of Kevin Smith's Red State. So maybe there'll be some cool announcements this week.
I mean, I know you have interviewed Kevin Smith before. I was there and saw that go down. So,
yep.
And I'm a big fan of Kevin Smith. So, very excited. I did love what was that? The new movie they just Reboot.
Yeah,
I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was great.
It was fun.
I was there opening day because they had the 2 showings. I think it was a special event where they had like 2 showings through that week here in my town, and I was able to catch that. So didn't get the movie poster, which Tom, if you're watching, I still got to come get that extra movie poster you have for me. But I'll come up and get that. He's not far. He's like a couple hours north from me. So. All right, cool. So unfortunately, no, maybe some surprise guest, guys. Stay tuned. You never know. You never know.
We're going to have some surprise ones popping up in the Tom Savini Lifetime Achievement panel. So that's going to be a fun one to watch because we're just going to be popping up all kinds of surprise guests. We might be having Danny Trejo pop in and say hi. Maybe, the cast from Dusk Till Dawn.
Nice.
So check that one out because there's going to be some really cool special appearances.
And you said something about Snoop Dogg. Did you know he has a wine out? I think
I'm not
has a
surprised.
wine out. Yeah,
everybody has a wine out. I think Dave Mustaine has a wine out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, we did have an interview, but apparently he pulled the mic, the mic from the cable, or the cable mic from the thing, and
that's right. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember. No, trust me, I remember, man. And I'll go back and watch a lot of those like interviews that we've done together. And especially, I remember one of the first ones we did was the YouTube. I think it was a YouTube podcast roundtable, which was like years ago. God, it's crazy how long I've known you, Chuck.
It's funny. I was reaching out to Snoop Dogg's people for this event for the 20th anniversary of Bones, and it's just funny reading all their email addresses because it's somebody's name at doggystyle.com.
That's
like, okay, terrific, Julia at doggystyle.com.
Oh, that's his business name, Doggy Style. Okay. Yep. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely not mad at it. All right, man. We'll go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. This is all about promoting the May Massacre. This is all about letting you guys know what's going on out there. We're coming up on an hour now. If there's any questions as we wrap up, guys, in the chat, please feel free to ask in the chat. And if you're watching us on the replay, leave the comments down below if you have questions. And if it's something that I can't answer, I'll make sure to get that comment over to Chuck so he can come on and answer that in the chat as well. Before we go, though, this week leading up to it, you said Hell Week. What kind of stuff do you have to do to prepare for something like this?
So much stuff. I mean, this is like I'm working on all the animated show opens, all the on-air graphics. Just kind of,
you?
That's all me. Putting the finishing touches on the website, kind of getting all the autographs. We still have some more autographs that we want to put up ticket sales for, and just a hell of a lot of promotion. Just social media, just pounding it down people's throat. There's a lot to do, and just corralling all the celebrities and making sure everybody knows exactly, what their link is and what time to log in and where to be. I've had people try to log in days in advance. It's like, no, it's not till Saturday.
You literally don't have to
a
be
week
here
early.
You literally don't have to click that link until a minute before you show up.
It's all the how the sausage is made stuff that nobody wants to know about. Everybody just wants to eat the sausage. They just want to watch the show. But
But
there's
I
a
also
lot of
think-
crazy stuff going on behind the scenes.
Well, I was going to say, I think that's important to talk about just because I think some people don't understand what it takes to put these things on, and why we want to promote these things so hard is because the work that goes into it is work for you guys to come and relax and enjoy what these cons offer. What Chuck is offering you guys is just an escape from reality to enjoy and learn about the things that you love. I mean, that's why we do this, right? That's why we enjoy these pop culture things, is so we can sit and have conversations with them. Because really, at the end of the day, it's all fake, right? But it's part of us getting outside of that reality and enjoying something we watched when we were kids, or something we enjoy watching today, or some kind of thing that was played a significant part in our lives. Like, maybe you had an injury and you sat and watched an entire season, all the Firefly show, or so, whatever the case may be. That's why we love these things, because they are a part of us. They made us, they made us into the people we are today.
Exactly.
So I think go ahead.
Oh, just an opportunity to ask your questions, like get your questions asked. Like one of the panels we didn't even talk about was the making of Friday the 13th Part 7. We got the whole cast coming, and they're doing a panel, and they're just going to be talking about, what it was like being on set, out at Camp Crystal Lake, with, Jason Voorhees. And it's just going to be really, really cool to kind of hear from the horse's mouth, how is it like making that film? What was the impact? And then, answering people's questions. Man. It's going to be great.
I should have put up the green screen and had, because I have a background of Camp Crystal Lake. I knew I should have done that, but that's all right. But that's awesome. The making of Part 7, Friday the 13th. I mean, you guys want to miss that, right?
People don't realize that the movie that wound up in theaters is so not the original script. They had this crazy script for Friday the 13th Part 7. If you haven't seen the movie, it's the one with the psychic girl who it's the first one where Jason's mask explodes and you get to see his face. It's by far my favorite of the series. But there was this original script that had this superhero other villain that Jason has to fight. It was almost like the Hulk with Abomination. There would just be this other Jason Voorhees thing that he has to fight, and they threw that script right out the window and went with the psychic girl instead. So you get that whole story on Sunday night for that panel.
That and more, guys. That and more. Well, we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. Chuck, thank you so much for coming on and talking about May Massacre. Hopefully we did some justice. Hopefully we can bring some people in to May Massacre. I know I will be there. So I'm very excited about that. Real quick, can you let everybody know where not only you can be found, talk just a quick plug on Mainframe, and then we'll finish your plug with the May Massacre, just to make sure everybody knows exactly when and where they can find it. So go ahead, Chuck.
Absolutely. You can find me right there on the screen, Chuck Load of Comics. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, that all stuff. You can find us on mainframecomiccon.com, and we're going to be broadcasting this thing all over the internet. So head on over to Chuck Load of Comics at YouTube and ask your questions and enjoy the show.
Absolutely, man. And I thank you guys so much. And like I said, all the links are in the description down below. Mainframe, May Massacre, Chuck Load of Comics. All of that is in the description. If you guys are watching the replay, go down there, hit the link, subscribe. Looking very forward to it this Saturday, this Sunday. Saturday kickoff at 3 p.m. What time? 3 p.m. Central Standard?
3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific on Saturday and Sunday. And we're actually going to be doing a very special preview night on Friday over on the Comic Corps channel. So we're
plug that real quick. Talk about that for a second.
The good folks at the Comic Corps, if you're watching the show, you probably know who the Comic Corps are. They're going to be doing a very special preview night with a couple extra of classic horror movie reunions. It's going to be hosted by Cat Wren Figures, the Great Legend, and of course, the folks over at the Comic Corps. So that's going to be a blast. Friday night.
That's Friday night. Friday night kicks it off with the Comic Corps. Go check that out. Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. You guys don't want to miss it. Are we able to watch the stream on the website?
Yeah. If you go right on the homepage, there's going to be a button that says live show. Just click on it, and then the stream's just going to be right there.
So you guys don't even need to go to YouTube. You could just go to the website. Just and hit
Go
play.
to the website, man. We make it so easy.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, help us share it, man. Spread the word. Copy and paste that link in your social medias. Get the word spreading, and let's all have a really good time this weekend.
Absolutely. Well, Chuck, man, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Let's get you on the channel more, dude. I love hanging out with you. I can't wait till we can get back to the cons in Chicago, baby.
I can't believe it's been an hour. Like, honestly, I looked at my watch. I thought we've been on this for like 10 minutes, and it's been a whole hour.
Yeah. It does. It is that way sometimes, but it's only because I get to hang out with people like you and the good times we have, Chuck. And again, thank you for the beginning of this YouTube thing for me and allowing me a platform to come on and hang out. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that you've got a platform here in the boardroom. You are a board member officially. So thank you so much, dude. You're family to me, and that'll never change, brother.
Looking forward to C2E2, man. Hopefully we can see each other in December.
That's right, guys. My name is Orge. You can find me here every Friday night at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, doing the Friday night after party after your favorite Friday night entertainment. Come party with us, where we're drinking and having a good time. Typically playing Mario Kart with friends. It's kind of chaotic, so if you like that sort of thing, come hang out. Also, Sunday night tonight as well, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I'm doing Sunday night hangs and video games with some friends. It is the season 3 finale, so come hang out with us, have a good time as well. Wednesday night, we're also doing another live stream where we play video games as well. So come hang out with us then. But most importantly, this week, focus on going to check out May Massacre. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I will be there. You'll see me in the chats. Come by, say hi to me. If you see me in the chats, let me know you're there. I would love to. Real quick, go Tans Con. Hey, awards and everyone, Kamehameha to you. Kamehameha to you. Go Tans. I appreciate it. Dropped you a like, bro. I very much appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much, man. You guys are an amazing community, and this channel does not exist without you. Go support Chuck Loda Comics. Go support Mainframe Comic Con. Go support May Massacre. I love all of you guys, and we will catch you on the other side. Peace.
Well, they say all good things come to an end.
What's that got to do with this show?